of construction is almost complete on the county's new law enforcement center. A fire damper system was inadvertently left out of the original plans, causing a 7-month delay in the opening of the new LEC. Last week, a subcontractor discovered 2 dampers were still missing. Mark Nelson, a Woodbury County supervisor and member of the LEC Authority Board, says those dampers have now been ordered and the facility is prepped to install them when they arrive. Nelson says supervisors are taking extra steps to make sure there isn't anything else that could further delay the opening.
We hired an outside engineer last week, a mechanical engineer, to review the plans to make sure there are no other surprises. We're not happy with the surprises that we've had so far. The owner's rep stated at the meeting last week that in his years of experience that he's never had to hire an outside engineer mid-project.
The next step, a preliminary jail inspector walkthrough of that facility. It's set for February 1st.